Hello friends, welcome you all on your PDA education. So friends, this is the series that we have started for different subjects, and in every day mentors of different subjects will going to upload a video of 10 to 15 questions and discuss a concept related to that subject. Okay, like today I'm going to start a theory of machine video with the concept through question. Okay, that first of all I'm going to explain you concepts, and also we are going to discuss a question, then we are going to discuss a concept behind that question. Okay, so we are going to learn concepts with the questions. So if you have not practiced or not studied theory of machine till yet for HPCL and for other exams like JE and AE, then you can directly jump to this video and learn some question and concept. Okay, so let's start with the first question. In reciprocating steam engine, okay, in reciprocating steam engine, which of the following form a kinematic link? Okay, so first of all you must know that what is the meaning of kinematic link. Okay, kinematic link. And reciprocating steam engine is a basically kind of mechanism that we are also going to discuss. So link is basically simply a member like this. It is a rigid member, I can say. Its shape can be any shape. Okay, rigid member, like this is a suppose like this can be the link, and this can be the link, this can be the link. Okay, so these are the different types of links. Now kinematic link is that link which is basically, word kinematic means here motion. So that link which is used to transfer the motion is called kinematic link. And what is the meaning of rigid? That it does not go under any deformation. So deformation in case of rigid body is going to be 0, that the distance between 2 points remain constant. If this distance is x, then whatever the forces are acting on this body, distance is going to remain x. Okay, this is the meaning of this. I hope you got the idea. Now that which of the following is a link? So link means there is a single quantity, there is no two bodies or no relative motion. So if I talk about cylinder and piston, so before discussing that, let me give you a idea that this is a crank, and then connecting rod, then this piston, and then cylinder. Okay, so this is a cylinder and this is a slider or piston, and this is a connecting rod, and it is a, I can say, crank, and to crank flywheel is attached. Flywheel is attached to the crank like this. If I give you a side view, then it will looks like this. Okay, this is a piston and this is a connecting rod, and then this is a crank. I can say this is a crank in bearings, and flywheel is attached here. Okay, and there is no relative motion between the flywheel and crank. I can say this is a crank. This is a con rod sorry, or connecting rod. This is a piston, or it is a cylinder, and this is a flywheel. Okay, so when crank rotate at n rpm, then flywheel is also going to rotate with this, and you can say piston is going to reciprocate in this direction or in this direction. So option number A is cylinder and piston. So in case of cylinder and piston, so there is a motion. Okay, there is a motion, although cylinder is a stationary and piston is moving relative to each other. So cylinder is a different link and piston is a different link. Okay, we can say there is a pair or joint. What type of pair? That's in between piston and cylinder there is a sliding pair. There is a sliding pair, but there is a, the piston and cylinder are not one link, they are two different links. Okay, so option A is wrong. Option B, piston and connecting rod. So here you can see that there is a relative motion, that when piston move to this direction, then this crank goes here and connecting rod goes here. So here you can see that connecting rod is basically moving with angle theta like this. Here angle is different, here angle is different. So there is a relative motion between piston and connecting rod. So also it is not a one link, but we can say that there is a pin joint. Okay, there is a pin joint, so we can say it is a rotational joint or rotational pair, I can say. Okay, so it is also not a single link. These are two links. Piston is a different link and connecting rod is a different link. Now uh, crankshaft and flywheel. So crankshaft and flywheel, if I talk about that, crankshaft and flywheel act as a one link because there is a no relative motion. I have already told you that if crank rotate at n rpm, then flywheel is also going to rotate at n rpm. So the motion of flywheel and piston, motion of flywheel and crank is in same direction, or there is no relative motion, or it act as a one quantity. So if it act as a one quantity, then we can say it is a kinematic link. So option C is correct. Okay, option D, flywheel and engine frame. So what is the engine frame? Engine frame is this. Suppose this is a fix, this whole quantity is fixed now. This is a fix, this is a fix, this is also a fix. Okay, so it is a fix and flywheel is rotating with respect to it. So there are two links. So flywheel is different link and engine, flywheel and crank is a different link and engine frame is a different link. So it can also be the correct option. So option number C is the correct answer. So in this diagram you can see that it is a crankshaft of multi-cylinder engine and it is a flywheel. So it acts as a same. Here you can see this is a flywheel and this is a crank, and here you can see that this is a piston and this is a connecting rod and this is a crank and it is a flywheel. So flywheel and crank will rotate at same rpm or act as a single quantity. Okay, although they are two different parts. Okay, they are two different parts, but when they work, they will start rotating at same speed or act as a one link. Okay, so I hope you got the idea. Now the motion of piston in the cylinder of a steam engine is example of. So there are different type of motion. So option A is completely constrained motion, option B incompletely constrained motion, option C successfully constrained motion, and option D none of the above. So if you have the knowledge about all these options, then you can answer. So let's talk. These are the types of motion. So here you can see this is a box and it is a, I can say, box having a square hole. Okay, इसके अंदर कौन सा hole है? Square hole. And a square rod is inserted. A square rod is inserted. So wherever you apply the force, motion is only possible in this direction. It can only slide in this direction. It will not going to rotate in any direction or not going to move in this direction or in this direction. Okay, so automatically when you assemble, automatically the rod can move in only one direction. Rod can only move in this direction. Okay, in one direction. So that type of motion is called completely constrained motion, जो automatically है पहले से, आपने only assembly किया. Now what is the meaning of incompletely constrained motion? That here you can see this is a box having circular hole, having circular hole. Okay, box having circular hole and circular shaft is inserted in this. Okay, so a rod, I can say, having circular cross section is inserted. So when you apply the force, this rod can move in this direction linearly and it can also rotate in this direction. So there are two motions possible. So when there are more than one motion is possible, then that type of motion is called incompletely constrained motion. And when only one motion is possible, automatically when you assemble. Okay, आपने कुछ नहीं किया अलग से, आपने only part 1 and part 2 को assemble किया. यहाँ पे भी आपने part 1 and part 2 को assemble किया. The motion is automatically incomplete or completely. But if you convert completely constrained motion into incompletely constrained motion into completely constrained motion, then that type of motion is called successfully constrained motion. Okay, आपने motion को you have successfully constrained the motion. Okay, initially it is incompletely, but by using an external element or link or agency, you have made it completely constrained. So here you can see this is the incomplete constrained motion assembly. What you have do here, you have applied collar. Here you have used collar. So when you use the collar here and the other end also, like this, if I give you 2D view, so this is a shaft. Okay, so you have used collar here, like here, and you have used one collar here. So due to this collar, this shaft can't move in this direction, it can only rotate in this direction. Okay, so by using external element collar here, you basically restrict the linear motion or longitudinal motion of the shaft, and the only motion remain here, rotational motion. So this type of motion, now motion is possible in one direction only, but it is possible in one direction by using external element. When you use external element or a link, then it is called successfully constrained motion. But if it is in one direction without using any external link or we can say element, then it is called completely constrained motion. So in case of your piston cylinder arrangement, here you can see, in case of your piston cylinder arrangement, piston can move only in one direction, like in this direction. Here you can see automatically. Okay, when you assemble, piston can move in one direction only. Here you can see, here you can see. So okay, so these are the assemblies. Here you can see that it is a cap, rod, a big end of a bearing. So need not to basically have the knowledge about this, but you can see here from it can move in one direction only, like this. Piston are not rotating, so if automatically they are moving in one direction, it is called completely constrained motion. So I can say the answer is option number A. Okay, so I hope you get the idea by using these beautiful animations. Now the motion transmitted between the teeth of the gear in mesh is option A sliding, option B rolling, option C maybe rolling or sliding depending upon the shape of teeth, and partially sliding and partially rolling. Okay, so here you can see that whenever the gears start rotate, basically the gear teeth basically like this. Okay, if this is the one of the teeth and this is another teeth, let me show with the another color. Then what is going to happen here, suppose gear is rotating in this direction, okay, and this is in this direction. Okay, so now what is going to happen, that obviously basically sliding motion is going to occur. Okay, because they are sliding with each other, so it is clear, sir, it is sliding motion is going to occur. Okay, but for a given I can say basically for certain length of contact, like for certain length of contact, pure rolling motion is also occur. Okay, in case of rolling, basically I can say rolling is a combination of rotational motion and sliding motion. Okay, so you have to remember this by I can basically explain this by using animation, but not at this time. So you can just remember this, that option D is correct answer for this, that it is a combination of partially sliding motion and partially rolling motion. Okay, there is some rolling for some length here, and then there is a sliding for some length of contact. Okay, so that you can understand here. Now next is the cam and follower without spring form a higher pair, lower pair, self closed pair or forced closed pair. Okay, so there are different types of pair. So what is the meaning of self closed pair and basically forced closed pair? Suppose this is a cam, okay, and this is a follower. Now by using an external element, suppose like spring, okay, by using external element you are making the contact between the cam and follower. So this is a cam and this is a follower. So by using external element, you are making the contact between this cam and follower. So if you are using external element to make the contact, then that type of pair is called forced pair. Okay, but here it is given without a spring. So if it is without spring, then it means the contact between this follower and this cam is due to the effect of gravity only, that is this. So that type of pair is called self closed pair. Okay, so here you can see the option number C. Okay, here you can see this is the cam and follower. So there is no use of spring due to its weight due to its weight only it returns to its original position. Here you can see due to its weight this is returning to its original position. Okay, weight W I can say is acting vertically downward. So you can read the theory also, that when two elements of a pair are connected together mechanically in such a way that only required kind of relative motion is occur, then it is known as self closed pair. Okay, the lower pair are also called self closed pairs. This is very important line. Okay, lower pairs. Now what is the meaning of lower pair and higher pair? That we will discuss. Now the ball and socket joint form a turning pair, rolling pair, sliding pair, or spherical pair. Okay, now what is the meaning of turning? That if one link is turning with respect to other, suppose this is a one link and this is another link and pin joint is made here, suppose this link is fixed, so this link can turn about this. So this type of pair is called turning pair. What is the meaning of rolling pair? That if one body is rolling with respect to another, suppose this is a flat and this is just like this. Okay, wheel is just going from this point to this point, so this is called a rolling pair. What is the meaning of sliding pair? Sliding pair is like this. Okay, one link is sliding on another link. What is the meaning of spherical pair? That the contacting surfaces are in spherical in shape. So ball and socket joint, as the name suggests, ball means spherical surface and socket basically in which ball is going to be fitted. So it looks like this. This is a ball and socket joint. Okay, here you can see ball and socket joint form a spherical pair. Okay, so your most of the joints in our body, like here you can see shoulder joint is a ball and socket joint only. So option D is correct for this. Here you can see option D. Okay, now lead screw of a lathe with nut form A. So we have discussed that lead screw of lathe with a nut. So what is the meaning of this? That there is a one basically I can say part in a lathe machine. I can say that that lead screw used for threading operation. Okay, so when you try to make threads in a lathe machine, on lathe machine, then this lead screw has to work. So lead screw is nothing but it is a, I can say, nut and bolt assembly only. Okay, nut and bolt. So here you can see there is a lead screw, that is nut and bolt. I will show you diagram also. In lathe, nut forms A. Okay, so there is a screw and a nut. Okay, so between screw and nut, the pair is basically not sliding pair, not rolling pair, not turning pair. It is a screw pair, as the name suggests. You have to remember that screw pair is a combination of, I can say, rotation plus linear movement. Okay, plus linear movement. So let me show you lead screw first. So this is a lead screw. Here you can see this is the lead screw and this is a nut. Okay, so this is a nut and this is a lead screw. Okay, so this question can also be framed that the nut of lead screw are divided into how many parts? So there are two parts, 1 and 2 part. Okay, it is split into two parts. Now when the elements of the pair are kept in contact by the action of external force, then the pair is said to be, abhi humne padha, then the pair is called self closed pair. Here you can see spring is used. Okay, so it is called self closed pair. Now which of the following is a turning pair? Now what is the meaning of turning pair? I have already discussed with you, piston and cylinder. So piston and cylinder of a reciprocating steam engine, it is not going to be turning pair because piston is just sliding, so it is a sliding pair. Shaft with collar at both the end fitted in a circular hole. So that shaft with the collar at both the ends fitted in a circular hole. So I have already discussed with you that motion of a shaft with collar at both the ends is only circular, or turning motion is there. So that type of pair is called a turning pair. So this is a correct option. Lead screw of lathe and nut, it is called a screw pair. Okay, it is called screw pair, so it is not correct. And it is ball and socket joint is spherical pair. So only option left is option B. Okay, this is, here you can see these are the collars. So this is a collar and this is a collar and this is a shaft. The combination of kinematic pairs joined in such a way that the relative motion between the links is completely constrained is called. Okay, so the relative motion between the, basically if the relative motion is existing, then that is not called a structure. Okay, structure mein there is no relative motion. Okay, but the motion is completely constrained. Okay, there is a kinematics pair, different kinematics pairs are there. They, suppose if there is one link, you connect this link with another link and then another link. Okay, then where you make the joint, that pair is called kinematic pair. So kinematic pair is nothing, I can say it is a joint. Okay, so if you join the number of links, then it is called chain or kinematic chain. Now kinematic chain is again of two type, open chain and closed chain. So if the first and last links are connected like this, suppose these links are connected, then it is called open chain. If these are not connected, sorry, this is called closed chain. If these links are not connected, then it is called open chain. Okay, so if it is given in the question, then that one link is fixed, one link is fixed, and motion is possible in one direction or completely constrained motion, then we can say it is a mechanism. Okay, it is a mechanism, but here it is not given that one link is fixed, so it is also not a mechanism. Okay, so what is going to happen here, that you take a link, then you join the number of links, okay, and you make a chain like this. This is a closed chain, and the motion is completely constrained. Suppose the motion is completely constrained, so it is called a kinematic chain. Motion is completely constrained. CC means completely constrained. Now if you fix one link, then it become mechanism. Okay, mechanism if motion is completely constrained or defined. So it is not mechanism, not structure, because in structure there is no motion. Mechanism, one link must be fixed, which is not given in the question. And inversion is basically the process of making different mechanisms by fixing different links. Suppose if I fix this link, then different inversion, different mechanism I get. If I fix this link, then I get different mechanism. So it is not going to be the correct option. So only option left is kinematic chain. So in kinematic chain, relative motion is there and completely constrained motion is there. So here you can see answer C. Now kinematic chain is known as a mechanism when, mechanism कब बोलोगे kinematic chain को, when one of the link is fixed. So option number B, that we have already discussed. Okay, so option number B. So friends, this is all about today's lecture about the basics of theory of machines. I hope you got the idea about this, and in next video we are going to discuss some important concept. If you specifically want that sir discuss this topic, then I can discuss that topic also. Please mention in the comment section. Thank you very much.